We've got Dom here, obviously, who actually does the core streams of the LPL. Right, let's just start there, Dom. I want to actually know your take on that. Because what's weird is, I actually feel like at this point in time, there's just nothing can make people watch the LPL. Like, they were watching those MSI matches going, this is a banger, JDG. And then they're watching all those BLG games. Oh my God, they're beating the Koreans. You're core streaming it even. People who follow your stream. Like, they've won MSI, all of them, for ages. They won Worlds. Like, at this point, like, even if LS became like a biggest fan ever of the LPL, there's just nothing left, is there? Is there anything left that would actually make people watch it? Like, I can't see what angle there is that we could ever get them in on. It's already a banger league to watch.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's so weird is the entertainment product is so good because when you watch the games, there's like even the middle of the pack teams, you just have absolute fucking bangers. I mean, you watch all the ones that we have right before we go into our talk shows. So it's one of those things where I feel like people just hate the idea of China in the West. They're just like, oh my, like, it's Chinese League of Legends. Like, it's China. China is bad. And then they just don't want to watch it based off that premise alone. Because when you look at LPL, they put out, Reddit threads, they interact with the community, they have Twitter accounts, they have a community Discord. Yep. They're always trying to bring people in. They pretty much open up co-streaming to everyone who wants it. Like, the LPL is the easiest platform, the easiest competition to get co-streaming rights to. If you just ask for it, you'll get it. I've put through so many different people, like Mid Beast. I put in Cat of
All right, they're not all officially approved. You just ask essentially. You request.
I literally just talk to my guy. I talk to my connection, and they just do it. And yeah, I mean the competition, obviously, if you look in the recent history of League of Legends, 4 out of the 5 international tournaments have been won by LPL teams. It's just one of those things where I feel like people just, it's not in their routine, and it's hard to get something new into their routine, because if they're going to watch League of Legends during that time block, they're just going to watch the LCK because they have all the big names. Maybe if like some of the really core LCK names went to LPL, maybe that would be an angle. But outside of that, I just feel like this is what the league is going to be in the West.
But anyway, the other thing about him that I do appreciate, because this is the YouTube game with the algo, is he either would do a million videos about Aptor, who obviously doesn't even play anymore, which is his problem, but then he's just filled that hole with Nice content. Like, if you notice, like, he does either high-level stuff in his own, like, play, like Diamond or whatever, or he just does, like, a million videos about Nice. Yeah. And it's all the same joke, but I can't lie. It's like a Limp Bizkit song. If you like Limp Bizkit, you just go like all the songs. It's the same shit every time. But yeah, if you like it, you like it.
His Nice videos are so quality because the way he approaches them, like, you can tell that he's obviously making fun of Nice.
Oh, he's so cynical.
He's obviously making fun of Nice. But the way that he goes about it, he's like, all right, 700 games deep. Can Nice, the challenger coach, escape Platinum 2 today? And then he'll like pick the worst game possible where Nice is just like 0-9. He'll be like, ooh, another death for Nice. I wonder how he's going to come back into this game. 0-9. The total gold score is 11K to 37K. This might be a tough one to win for Nice. And then the video will end. It'll be like, well, that was a tough game for Nice, but I still believe in him. I think that he can get it. It just needs some time to work it out. And trust me, I've played Korean solo queue, and Plat is really ELO hell once he gets above it. Like, it's just this whole angle where he's being nice to Nice, but the whole thing is just him.
That actually makes it better trash talk, though. You know what I mean? Because I actually agree. The fact that he'll even be like, maybe we have been a bit too harsh, but like, he's setting him up for the failure, isn't it? Like, he's just setting him up to look shit. It's funny.
Yeah, no, it's so good. And then like Doublelift watches that video and he's like, wow, he really does believe in Nice. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, wow. You know what? He'd probably be DMing him mid-beats. I'd give up on that Nice guy. I don't think he's going to make it in the challenge, mate.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're doing a lot of content about that. He's losing a lot of these games, bro. What you put them on your channel for? Meanwhile, all the comments like, lol, amazing shit. It's okay. I actually feel like the narrative against Team Liquid, from my perspective, is so outdated because it's different players. So everyone keeps saying the same thing, like, Team Liquid, they won't make it out of groups. Doublelift, haha, why would he make it out of groups? It's like, I haven't seen any of that in 2019. Every time, even at Rift Rivals, where everyone's like, haha, EU will style on all of them. They didn't style on Team Liquid, mate. They styled on everyone else. You're right. All the rest of LCS got that work. Even if you think it was a joke tournament, still happened. MSI, again, even before they beat IG, they did a lot. They held up better in that group stage, even in lost games, than people gave them credit for. Everyone said they were going to be shit and have no chance whatsoever, blah, blah, blah. And obviously they massively overperformed everyone's expectations. So the narrative for me is this. I actually think Team Liquid is what I actually always wanted a team from NA to be, which is it's the only team I've ever seen from NA that basically they never play up to like their potential, like their max level. Like they have to have like greatness dragged out of them. They have to be forced to actually play to a good level and play against a really good opponent. Hence why, if they play against a shitter like Clutch, they will just narrowly beat them, but beat them nonetheless. They will play against Cloud9 and have games that they fuck up, look like they're going to lose, and still somehow win. Like, it's not impressive, doesn't look good, but I'm just saying I think they will be like deceptively better than people think. And one of my base reasons, and this is a purely narrative one, is I don't think there's any bad players on Team Liquid. And so the whole narrative, which everyone does, you start off and you go, well, Impact, he's not a carry player. Smithy always has problems, blah, blah, blah. I don't see those problems. Like every time I see him internationally, they overperform. Well, if you overperform consistently, you're not overperforming. Like that's actually your level. Maybe you just play bad in other settings. So I haven't got much time left. We'll just leave on a massively vaguely stated comment, which nobody can now pick apart because it's the end of the show. So thank you to everyone who took part. See you all in the Reddit comments. Beyond that, the idea you hold out, by the way, during the prime of Korean fucking players when they used to cost like thousands per month, that's how much they were getting paid. The idea you hold out during that period, they're at the end are like, buy anyone Korean or... Like, are you fucking out your mind, you moron? Like, this just shows you how Reginald really did. It's a problem. I had to eat so much crow those first 5 years of LCS, Rich, because obviously he was winning all the time. He was in every final. But I was just like, wait, bide your time. Bide your time. And in the long run, you've just seen where Reginald's brain is at in the game. In fact, if people don't realise, one of the actual best things he probably did in his org to some degree was when he would rarely delegate to other people. When he had people like Jack in his org, maybe even, I don't know, it's debatable. People like Lena might have done something on the sponsorships and marketing side. He had people like local door. He had some people over time who could maybe have helped him. I think now you're just going to see the true like fucking madness of King George era of Reginald, where this guy's just off the reservation completely. And I don't know what the fuck he's doing. It's like he thinks these are all fucking like mad haymaker. Like he's calling his shot like, I'm hitting out the park. It's like, you're not even in a park or playing a sport. You're just on a fucking park bench somewhere. You're in it and you're sort of dreaming that season 5. You fucking moron. What is this team?
So Henry kicked it off and he did like his UK punk, and I showed up late. I showed up like 3 songs in, and I came in and there's like a fucking mosh pit. Henry's got like his like wireless mic and he's in the middle of the crowd going fucking wild. He's fucking sweating.
Dude, he was nuts.
He basically acted as though like what they really told him was like, Henry, you know, pick some songs and do a DJ set. He thought what they said was be Iggy Pop for a night, and he was just out there like fucking like getting the crowd to chant shit, like getting carried across their arms.
Wasn't that when he broke his heel?
Yeah. At one point during his set, he's literally just screaming, "Everyone, dance with Sanikist!" and people are just dancing aggressively, grinding on Sanikist really in the middle of a crowd. You know, like he was not even part of the show or anything. And then as you're referencing, at the end of it, got his foot broken or something, right?
Yeah, he missed his flight the next day. He fucking stayed at his hotel room. He's like, guys, I can't move.
He was crowd surfing and landed awkwardly on his ankle, and he got out of bed and just couldn't walk. So he had to stay like an extra like 6 hours or something until it swelled down. I know Yanko and I have the same one, but moments that you guys realized that you were going to actually make it in an esports career, like the moment that like it triggered in your brain of like this, because I know I know I have a snapshot, and I know Yanko does, but of that moment where like kind of like really clicks that like, holy shit, this is going to be a long-term thing.
Fuck. I have 2 of them.
Okay.
Because the first one was DreamHack Summer when I first casted BLC and I met James, and I realized like whatever I have to do, I'm going to be a part of this. Because DreamHack was
I'll
awesome.
suck any dicks that I need to. I just need to be part of this business.
I'll suck dick.
Why did he phrase it like that? Almost like, I'll do whatever I had to do to be part of this business.
Dude.
Wait, what are you saying?
Just to be clear, guys, this isn't editing out any of my story. This is, you know.
Yeah, the camera just off.
Yeah, Yanko dropped, and
we are editing out the dick sucking.
No. That part stays in, obviously.
Lots of teams. There is a lot of teams that are really picky about that kind of stuff, and nobody hears about it. And if everybody
just go on Twitter,
teams got fined thousands of dollars for like breaking small rules or trying to delay things or like not wearing a sponsor. It happens constantly.
Dude,
every tournament.
My favorite, I forget what event it was. I know what team it is, but I won't say it. There was a specific issue at an event where a team requested, or like said, like, we're not starting the match until you bring us like a bunch of bananas. Like they set up and they were just like,
why is he don't know?
We're not starting the match until
listen. That's not in anything. No one say anything about any teams. Don't do anything silly at this point in time. Listen, they're a source of potassium. CZM and Quake used to eat them back in the day. There we go. I've rescued you, Moses. I've saved you at this point in time. I don't know why you'd even put that disclaimer in. You made it sound like you were purposely like, I'm going to mask his identity here and we can just tell who it is. Like, isn't that Bob? Yeah, up shit, no. Like, so
in Dota, it's so bad to the point that people will throw the game when they see the draft. In League of Legends, when they see the fucking draft. But the analyst will call the game once the draft is done. And imagine what your mentality is just trying to play a solo queue game or like play on a team when somebody fucks something like that up, or they made a bad chess move in the draft and they know it. They're like, and then you can tangibly see the outcome change based on the first kill that happens, and then the snowball, and all of that stuff is real. It's half mental, but half real. The gold swings, you can actually open up in Dota and it shows you the percentage chance of your team winning. Yeah, that can be get up to like 95%, and like 5% of the time, maybe a comeback can happen, but not in like your average game. Like that'll only be a pro team who have like been through it all, who know how to come back. You know what I mean? So it's really inaccessible from that perspective.
By the way, everyone in CS who complains about Henry G calling rounds when they're done, which by the way, I actually fuck with, because if you're an old school player, you want it to be like this shouldn't be a round win. And then the idea is it's amazing when they win it. Like, I don't know why fans always get triggered by that. I think it's the way you should do it generally. But if they think that's bad, imagine someone just calling a game before they've actually moved in the server yet. Like, I think it's pretty much done.
You know, like,
that's pretty next level. That's a cool play.
As well, but I tell you what, he is fucking garbo at the trash talk side as well. He just doesn't get it, mate. And half the time, he's just like, here's the worst thing: he's just like performatively offended about everything. That's probably the worst part. Like, why are you like, mate, Nafani? Two things in 2022: either one, level up your fucking trash talk game, or two, just fucking dye your hair blue, rinse. Just give us a fucking warning sign from nature before we come in. And, like, just let us know that you're offended by everything. You're probably going to try and decolonialize the fucking terminology of Counter-Strike next week. Anyway, whatever, that was fire. So, right, now we'll move on. Yeah, the main problem I have with it is because I actually play League of Legends, as people don't know, for fun, although I will say, because I'm me, I don't give a fuck about A, winning, or B, etiquette. So if people don't know, if people have never known this, if you know anything about League of Legends, but you've never heard me say this, I'm going to say it because you'll just love how it fits my personality. I play support, but all I do, every time it's available, irrelevant of any other champion's pick, is I only pick the champion Pike, which is the amazing one that has all the, like, you can go invisible, it has an execute, you can roam the map. Like, it's just one of those sickest, like, playmaking champs. And by the way, I just go for plays all the time. I'm your if you're like a normal AD character, I'm your nightmare, because I either just stomp the whole lane in the game, or I will die 12 times. I don't give a so people, I am a Pike terrorist, like in the lobby, in the game, and also, by the way, if we start losing, I'm out the lane. I'm just going to be going and split pushing all game long, or trying to just help. Basically, I'm going to help the other guy in another lane win the game. So essentially, I play the game the way you should for myself. But as a result, I know the main flaw that these games have as casual games, where you're not playing in a stack with people you know. And the main flaw is this for Counter-Strike, is Counter-Strike the game is not defined in a strict sense like those games like League of Legends and Dota are. In those games, there's a place you go to on the map, there is a role in the game, and within that, it's not just inferred, it's explicit. There is a concept of how the meta of Dota 2 plays out, even if we're 5 people who've never met each other. Like, you can immediately sense if the guy who's the carry doesn't know what he's doing, he doesn't understand he's supposed to stay in carry, for example, or if the jungle doesn't know what, like, you can tell that immediately, and there's almost a sense of, even a pleb that's never met, of like roughly the etiquette of how we're supposed to play. That doesn't exist in Counter-Strike. You can see when you go in matchmaking, you're playing with people who have never seen a pro game of Counter-Strike. Like, they don't actually know what Counter-Strike is to you and me. The Beatles said they get by with a little help from their friends, but I get by with a little help from my Patreon community. And this video was kindly supported by Matt Pugnatio Rajcula, Ahmed Hadjou, Bot Pounder 420, Torin, Animosity, Tobias Bernasconi, Jensen Goh, Tosh, and a special thanks always goes out to my main man, Jerky's Minion. Would you like to ask me a question in my monthly video AMA? Do you want teasers to find out who are the upcoming guests? Maybe you want to take part in one of those lengthy but intense esports discussions I have with my donators? Or maybe you want to suggest a guest or a topic that I could cover? Well, if any of those tickle your fancy, put your money where your mouth is and join the Skrilluminati today, where in the description box below there is a Patreon link.